What's going on, fellow Maplers? I was joking in my 5% Boss Nerf video about Reboot becoming another regular server, but Nexon really took that statement to heart. In a shocking twist of events that everybody saw coming, Nexon completely ignored QA testing and ended up releasing regular server cash shop perks into Reboot. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Wisp's Wondrous Wonderberry pets, which, by the way, you should never really buy in the first place, provide various in-game stat buffs in the regular server when sets of themed pets are equipped. On October 18th, Nexon released 3 Halloween-themed pets, which provided this skill to Reboot players via the Wonderberry. This was in-game for a full day before any statements were made and any actions were taken. To get this, you would need to spend several $100s at expected rates. Obviously, if you play Reboot, this seems a bit out of place. Reboot is supposedly a non-pay-to-win game mode, which really isn't true in many ways. Just look at pets, pet skills, fact pets, and the Clover event we had some time ago, and many other instances to realize that it's just far less monetized when compared to the regular server, which is essentially just a slot machine with extra steps, as everything in the mode is designed to be locked behind a paywall to extract as much money out of gambling addicts as possible. On that topic, because some people lack self-control and see this pet skill in Reboot, they choose to spend money to gamble for access to the skill. That's essentially the background in a nutshell. Now, let's get into the real meat of the topic. First, let's be clear here. Nexon is entirely at fault for this situation. It's their mistake. They essentially committed fraud. They sold products with the pretense of some pets providing a buff, whether intentional or not. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say it was negligence because it seemed unintentional. However, it is malicious that they reaped the benefit of it and plan not to properly compensate players. It's actually disgusting the response they had to player base, and it shows yet again bad acting on Nexon's part. Let me show you what they said. It actually looks fine at first, short and sweet, owning up to the mistake and all. There's a fix coming, they're sorry, blah blah blah. Then we get to the glaring middle finger of this statement, and it's nice because they highlighted how absolutely atrocious a company they are in bold for you. They are going to provide refunds for Pumpkin Jack, Pumpkin O, and Pumpkin L. When they highlight those names, they mean just those drops from the Wonderberry, not all purchases of the gambling mechanic that allows you to get them as a drop, but just the individual $4 Wonderberry that each pet was opened from. This is absurd. No matter what was going through a player's head in the time of the purchase, it is fully Nexon's responsibility to make right any purchases in full made during this time period if a player wants compensation for any reason. The issue is the Wonderberry, which includes the pets, not the specific pets themselves. Also, understand that the expected rate is 1% per pumpkin pet. For simplicity, the expected price is $400 for 100 Wonderberries to roll the 1% drops on rate. But reality is that it ends up costing a lot more as you stack the odds of rolling each of the 3 different pets with the ability to get duplicates. But hey, it's all good because Nexon will give you back $12 and you should be happy for it too. I'm sure they will then promptly remove the permanent pets from your account to save you further trouble of having to wallow in the shame of owning their mistake. If that wasn't enough, you'll also find buried in the patch notes that they have conveniently renamed Pumpkin O and Pumpkin L to Pumpkin Zack and Pumpkin Mac. Now, why even bother? One reason is maybe spaghetti code for having 2 versions of an item, but you can throw that one out the door because they only renamed 2 of the 3 pets. The only reason you would really want to do this is to disassociate the trio of items from the ones that provided buffs to have a stronger legal case that you made an effort to protect customers from making the mistake after the hotfix. So, let's be clear. Nexon recognizes the severity of the fuck up, hence the response. They just want to have it both ways where they get all the cash during the time and sweep the mistake under the rug hoping an empty apology is enough for players. Crazily enough, it just might be. I can't imagine I'm seeing it. Well, I can because a lot of these people share their bad takes on my videos, but it seems that a popular opinion amongst the community is that people should know better, so fuck them, right? Absolutely not. It's Nexon's fault for creating this situation in the first place. This should never have entered the game, full stop. They should pay the price for their mistake, which in all reality is just a fraction of sales within a day of GMS revenue, a tiny portion of their overall market. I feel like holding that minimal level of accountability isn't all that hard, but yeah, fuck the players, I guess. The bare minimum Nexon should be doing is really full compensation of the NX used on Wonderberries during this time period. 4 NX or Maple points to be used in-game because they still have that flimsy grounds to stand on that NX when purchased says there are no refunds. And yeah, knowing Nexon, that's wishful thinking, but hey, one of these days maybe they will get it right and learn the importance of a positive reputation. Even my dreams aren't dumb enough to hold out hope for that one. Until next time, like, subscribe, channel member, Discord, and all that stuff.